Hey, welcome to the Julia Monte channel. I am Julia Monte, and for today's video, I just wanted to walk you through a sort of typical morning, sort of typical day for a writer. This was actually last Friday, and I don't know what happened to my audio, so I'm just recording over it. And what I was doing here is just kind of telling you what my plan for the day was. So I was hoping to get some writing done at the end of the day. It's going to be a very busy day. I had to grade, I actually have to submit my final grades for my students, so that's a little time consuming. But after that, I had a few other things to do. I was going to do some Christmas shopping, see my mom, just, if you do, try to throw in some of the typical things that I need to get done in December, and then come back and try to get things done. So you can see there I'm pointing to my coffee because I figured I was really going to need some that day. But I wanted you to see that you're not alone if you're very busy and you're trying to write, and that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and show you here like what happened this day in particular. All right. I don't know what was going on with my microphone this day, but I'm going to go ahead and continue to narrate what was going on here. So it was time for me to go get my shopping done. I had grocery shopping, some Christmas shopping done, and I don't know how you all feel about Christmas shopping. Usually it's a lot of fun, right? I like it. The Christmas music is out. The people are collecting donations, and sometimes you can choose an ornament, which is kind of fun to get something, for somebody to help somebody. Back when my son was a year old, he had, um, he ended up in the hospital. He had fever seizures, and one of the things I remember is I can't remember what hospital they were from, but they were from an organization, and they brought him a toy. They were just walking around the hospital with little kids that were there, and they were offering toys for the kids, which was really nice because you're so stressed. And there you are. It was actually Christmas Eve when we were there. And so for a while, every year, I would buy a toy and then take my son to go give a gift to somebody that was in the hospital. So it was a nice, it was nice to do that for a while, and to kind of return the favor, because it did feel so wonderful to have somebody there that was kind of remembering it was Christmas and that your kid is in the hospital. So anyhow, but on this day, I'm going to go get my grocery shopping done since I really haven't had any time to do that this year. And then just do a few Christmas presents with my mom because my mom likes to get a little help. You give her a list, but she's kind of older, and she needs a little help with choosing what she wants to buy, or what my kids tend to like. So I'm on my way. All right, I'm back from Christmas shopping, and dropped my mom off at home. Back here at the office now, need to get those grades submitted for my students, and then probably work on editing some of my videos for YouTube, get my blog done. It's about 3:30 now, so I probably have a good, I would say maybe 3 hours of work to get done. And then being Friday, I might call it quits for the day. Probably not though. Maybe take a break for dinner and then come back in the evening just to get a little bit of marketing done. So no time for editing my novel today. Just too much stuff going on. So hopefully this weekend I can get a little bit of that done. So I better get busy. Eating dinner, making dinner. We're making some raviolis today. There's the sauce. Oh, there we go. There's the sauce. There's the water for the raviolis. Okay, here I am. It's about 8 o'clock. Finished dinner, cleaning up, doing all that stuff. And recording grades took a little longer than I expected. So I still have not been able to do some of my video editing, and I still have to do my blog for tonight. So we'll see. I may have to cut the video editing for right now, do my blog, see if I have time to go back and do some editing of my video tonight. But for now, I think that my best option is going to be just to do the blog, because when you get short on time, what you really want to do is spend that time writing. So, however, if you have to put some other things aside or you run out of time, you do want to leave whatever free time you have or whatever time you have left to get your writing done. Okay, so for me tonight, what's going to be important is for me to make sure I get my blog done. So I do like to get that blog done daily if I can, every day. I do occasionally have to miss a day, but if I can avoid that, or if I have a choice between what I'm going to cut out of my day, it's not going to be the writing. The writing has to get done. So I think right now that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start getting the writing done, and then hopefully have time to go in and edit. Because right now YouTube is not, it's kind of one of my marketing avenues, but it's not something I've developed very well at this point. And so it's not something I record every day anyways. I do want to, and I do want to grow the channel. Obviously this is where this is posted right now, but it's as a writer that the most important thing is to get the writing done. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. And I just kind of wanted you to get a little glimpse of what the day tends to be like for writing, especially somebody who doesn't write full time. So I had to spend most of my day today doing the work that I needed to get done for the students at the college. Once I got that done, then I also had some personal stuff to do just because I haven't had a chance to do it. I've been working so much on final exams for the students, grading final exams and all of that stuff that again, so this is one of my busiest weeks. So I did have to get that done. And so, with Christmas and all the crazy personal stuff that also has to get done, I took a few hours to do that today, which kind of set me behind. So yeah, just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what sort of a normal, busy, regular day is like for a person who writes, but also has other things to do, just like most of you. So I think a lot of people wonder sometimes how can I work, have a full-time job, and also find time for writing. And it's tough, but we just try to figure out how to do it. And right now, like I said, it's 8 o'clock, and I'm going to go ahead and spend the last couple of hours of the day doing the writing, at least for my blog. Didn't have time for the novel, but at this point where my novel is at the stage where it's at, it's it's actually been sitting at the stage for a while, but my novel is at the stage of just kind of resting. So I've done the first couple of edits on it, first full edits all the way through, and I put it aside a few months ago just to come back to it, let it rest, and then I can come back with fresh eyes and go through it again. And that's what I'm actually probably going to be doing this weekend and into next week, is actually going back and reading that novel. But because I am at the end of the year, I also need to get some planning done and, Christmas stuff, and it's a lot of stuff to do. But definitely for the beginning of next year, I want to be ready to go with the edits, and then maybe actually start sending it to editors to take a look at. Probably not a developmental editor, because I don't think I'm going to need that, but definitely a copywriting editor to look, or a line editor to take a look at. Just make sure that everything looks good, makes sense, grammarish, and all that stuff. So yeah, anyhow. So I'm going to close the video for tonight and finish off my work. And thank you for joining me.